The works of a pastor in New Testament language. The word pastor, literally shepherd, appears only once in Ephesians 4 verse 11, where Christ gives the church various gifts, including pastors and teachers. This role revolves around caring for the spiritual welfare of others by teaching, guiding, protecting, and nurturing, functions articulated directly and indirectly in the words of Jesus and his apostles. Jesus expresses the pastoral core when he says to Peter after his resurrection, "Feed my lambs. Tend my sheep." Feed my sheep, John 21 verses 15 to 17. Spiritual nourishment through teaching the word is foundational. Paul later tells the elders of Ephesus, "Shepherd the church of God which he obtained with his own blood," Acts 20 verse 28. This includes doctrinal vigilance. "After my departure, savage wolves will come in," Acts 20 verse 29. Guidance, care, and protection. Jesus, as the Good Shepherd, models pastoral care by knowing his sheep, calling them by name, and laying down his life for them, John 10 verses 11 to 15. The true pastor cares for people as Christ cared for his disciples, seeking the lost and protecting the flock from harm. In 1 Timothy 3 verses 4 to 5, Paul emphasizes that anyone aspiring to oversight must first manage his household well, indicating that leadership is about personal sacrifice and attention. The pastor's life itself is crucial. Peter commands elders, not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples to the flock, 1 Peter 5 verse 3. The apostolic qualifications for elders, 1 Timothy 3 verses 1 to 7, Titus 1 verses 5 to 9, center almost exclusively on observable character, above reproach, self-controlled, gentle, faithful to spouse, hospitable. The actions and attitudes of a pastor are the living textbooks and examples for all believers. James instructs, "Is anyone among you sick? Let him call for the elders, and let them pray over him," James 5 verse 14. Pastoral work includes prayer, compassion, and tending both spiritual and physical needs as expressions of Christ's love. Checks and balances. According to Jesus and the apostles, the New Testament embeds strong safeguards within the pastoral function to protect the flock and ensure accountability, relying on Jesus' teachings and apostolic instructions. Submission to apostolic doctrine. Pastors do not create doctrine, they receive and uphold the apostolic teaching from Christ. Paul warns Timothy to guard the good deposit entrusted to you, 2 Timothy 1 verse 14, and expects him to teach others in line with apostolic truth, 2 Timothy 2 verse 2. Teaching is always tested against the apostolic standard. Plurality of leadership. There is never a lone pastor. Leadership is always plural for mutual accountability and humility. Paul and Barnabas appointed elders in every church, Acts 14 verse 23, and the sick are to call the elders, James 5 verse 14. Even Peter writes to the elders among you, 1 Peter 5 verse 1. This system of shared authority limits personal power and fosters collective wisdom. Public character qualifications. A pastor's qualifications aren't hidden. The lists in 1 Timothy and Titus are public and objective. The flock and outsiders must be able to evaluate the character of their leaders. He must have a good reputation with those outside the church, 1 Timothy 3 verse 7. Congregational discernment. The community is active in holding leaders accountable. The Bereans examined the scriptures daily to see if these things were so, Acts 17 verse 11. Paul expects church members to weigh what is said, 1 Corinthians 14 verse 29. The congregation is not passive, it discerns the truth and the integrity of its leaders. Peer accountability and rebuke. No leader is above correction. Paul rebuked Peter publicly for hypocrisy, Galatians 2 verses 11 to 14, showing that even leading apostles were accountable to one another. All believers are to admonish one another, Romans 15 verse 14, and submit to one another out of reverence for Christ, Ephesians 5 verse 21. Ultimate accountability to Christ. Jesus warns anyone entrusted with his flock about the seriousness of their task, Matthew 18 verse 6, Mark 9 verse 42. Peter reminds that pastors shepherd until the chief shepherd appears, 1 Peter 5 verse 4, emphasizing that all pastors are under Christ's watchful eye and judgment. In the New Testament, the pastor, shepherd-teacher, is called to feed, protect, lead by godly example, and care for spiritual and physical needs as instructed by Jesus and the apostles. Their authority is checked by apostolic doctrine, shared leadership, public character scrutiny, active congregational discernment, peer correction, and final accountability before Christ himself. This framework resists personal power and fosters humble, servant leadership, never unaccountable or isolated, but always part of God's larger family and mission.